Given the fact that you're building the world's biggest wind farm in a town called Pampa, Texas, don't you and your investors stand to gain a tremendous amount financially if, in fact, this kind of energy increases in this country?
Well, we're not going to do it to lose money. You know that. That's not my history. And so, but what you do have is that there's plenty of room for others to do exactly the same thing with exactly the same terms I have. So by getting in at the point I did, I'm not getting in front of the crowd. There's so much room. The total of that corridor, we're going to do 4,000 megawatts. The total of that corridor could easily do 400,000 megawatts.
But you yourself have no qualms about having a vested interest in this venture.
You mean from a conflict of interest standpoint?
No, just that you will gain financially. And that's part of this campaign, and that's okay with you.
Oh, absolutely is. I think it's everything I'm doing is fair and above board, as if that's the question. And but here, what you're going to do is you're going to use the wind for power generation, and that's going to free up natural gas.
And that natural gas, according to your theory, can then be used to power cars and other vehicles in this country. Do we have the capacity and the distribution system and the models of cars necessary to use natural gas in a really significant way?
Not completely, but let's go to the cars first. General Motors has 25 cars they build for natural gas, but all of them are foreign, South America, Europe, none in the United States. They could build those here just as easy as they build them there. So cars could be available pretty quick. You're gonna focus on the bigger equipment though, heavy duty, medium and heavy duty trucks and buses and all. That's the better ones. But there are 8 million vehicles in the world today on natural gas. Natural gas is half the price of gasoline. And that's what you're replacing. And if we took that little pie out of the power generation pie, that would be the natural gas would go to transportation fuel. It would reduce our imports by 38%, which would save us $300 billion a year in this country.
Have you talked to U.S. automakers about this? Do they seem receptive to this plan? And are they willing to manufacture vehicles that will, in fact, use natural gas?
Now, remember, General Motors has 25.
Right, but more in this country.
And Ford does, too, and Chrysler. What they say to me is, look, you get a market for us, and we'll build the cars.
Are you trying to become the Al Gore of energy independence?
Talked to Al last week.
Yeah?
We had a 1-hour conversation about energy, green, clean, renewable, all these things. I am more focused not on green. I'm more focused on the $700 billion that's going out of the country. And so I'm not opposed to any, Al, I don't think he likes drilling in the offshore. I'm for drilling in the offshore. I'm for doing anything we can to reduce that dependency.
You worked hard and contributed millions of dollars to defeat Al Gore back in 2000, of course. What do you think of him today?
He never even mentioned that.
No, but what do you think of him?
Well, I think Al's a good guy. I mean, we agree on energy and clean because natural gas is clean, and we have an abundance of it in this country. It's cheap, so I'm for that. Al's not opposed to that. And but I think on this subject we're in pretty good agreement on it.
Having supported President Bush in 2000 and 2004, has he disappointed you in terms of his energy policy?
Well, you know, I'd have to say that I wish that he had seen what I believe I see about natural gas. Natural gas is really the only one of our natural resources in this country that can actually replace foreign oil and gasoline. And he went the direction of ethanol, which I was not that interested in ethanol.
Do you think he was too focused on ethanol as an alternative source of fuel?
Well, he wasn't focused on natural gas, and that was my focus. And yes, I think he was too focused on ethanol.
Have you had any conversations with President Bush about your interest in this area and about your plan?
Yes,
and
I have.
What did he say?
Oh, he was interested, and we had a long conversation about it, and I went through my whiteboard presentation and all, and he seemed to have interest in it, but maybe just that day.
You don't think his interest is long-term or sincere?
Well, I don't want to use sincere in that description. I just say that maybe he saw better alternatives than I had to offer.
Why do you think oil is so high?
Because we peaked on oil production. And we're 85 million barrels a day is what the world produces, and you have a demand of 86.4. So 85 won't cover 86.4.